Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Enter the Gungeon. Excuse me, where's my mouse? I have no mouse and I must stream? This is a new one. I'm gonna take myself back to the desktop. I'm gonna give you a black screen momentarily while I click Enter the Gungeon. You'll momentarily see the loading screen in the bottom right corner. You just gotta give it a moment. It's gotta hook into the video player. You know what I mean? Do I have a mouse pointer? I do not have a mouse pointer. What is happening? Okay, so you unplug your dang controller. Maybe the mouse pointer was there the whole time. Now I got myself confused. Anyway, welcome back. It's Northernlion. Enter the Gungeon. Welcome. What do we got going inside of here? You're a rainbow man. You're Turbo Man. What are you? Do you seek a blessing? Then be blessed by the gun. Enjoy. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna look up what it does. Blessed Run Gungeon. Oh, that's right. The gun periodically changes to a different random gun. Picking up a new gun causes the gun to switch to a random gun. Other guns cannot be put in the inventory. You have to use... Okay. You have to use the same gun. You only get one gun to use is what I mean. So whatever weapon you pick up, it doesn't necessarily matter, but it might be a refresh of whatever your existing weapon is. But we're going to be farming for passives here. I don't know, I figured, you know... It's hard to follow the last run, where we ended up beating the rat and beating Punch-Out with the specter of our own demise following us around. Seemed most sensible for me to try out some of these new challenges. Now, I'm mad at Dice, okay? It's not necessary. Oh, that's right, we have a different gun now. I was like, why is everything on fire? I'm still mad at Dice, okay, but it's not necessarily his fault 100%. It's my fault. I didn't know what the Blobulin spawns did. Every missed bullet results in a Blobulin. You know, it's a different era now. I understand. Maybe with the benefit of hindsight, being a little bit less salty, we can go back and get that knocked out at some point. But for now, I'm digging the blessings. It's Commando. You can just wait up a second. Thank you. So I think it's like a near random interval when these guns change. Apparently it's when it runs out of ammo was one option. The other option is when it does a certain amount of damage. Now, a certain amount of damage is an inherently meaningless statement, I feel like. Well, who really cares about the ammo, you know what I mean? It could be 0, it could be infinity. Those are both certain amounts. Dude, speaking of this weapon, which is straight out of Final Fantasy VII, how dope... What did you... You took the ammo, right? Yeah, whatever. How dope does the Final Fantasy VII remake look? I gotta tell you, for about 10 years of my life, I told people Final Fantasy VII was my favorite video game. I played it at a very, well, I played it in those formative years where, you know, people tend to get favorite media that sticks with them for life. Even to this day, there's oh, we got Vertebrae K-47. The music of that game is locked inside of some kind of like there's emotion attached to it that is, it's like hard-coded. It's in the freaking OS of my brain. But I'll admit, I wasn't necessarily super stoked for the remake, because I was just like, I played it, and this is one heck of a room, dude. We got Sling. That's incredible luck. But I'd played it, and to be honest, you know, it is kind of a vestige of, like, you know, the story, the vestige of, like, late 90s cyberpunk. Which for a while was kind of uncool, but now is like super coming back in a big way. But they seem to have done a fantastic job. No! Oh my god, we made it. I gun-forced accidentally. Oh well. No, I haven't played the actual remake, obviously, but what I mean to say is that it seems like, from the impressions and the content that came out of E3, it seems like they've done a fantastic job. Anyway. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to play it through again, but what that game needed is what they're giving it, which is a complete refresh of the visual style and battle system, in my opinion at least. And not merely like, hey, we remade it and now it's on smartphones, you know? Which is what they've done a lot in the past as well. Meow. Dude. 32 coins for Elder Blank. Probably like the best investment I could ever ask for. I think we should open a chest. You know what? With these being brown chests and us already having an active, I think I'm just gonna... I'm gonna shoot them open. And I'll check for secret room. And I'll check for secret room. Yo, no key required. Key given though. Don't really care about the gun so much. What do you do? Weird egg. Hold on. No comment. Restores the player to full health. Dropping the egg and shooting it will spawn a random item or gun. The player will only receive an item or gun after carrying the item through a certain amount of floors. After 4 consecutive floors... After 4 consecutive floors, the egg will start bouncing and drop an A or S tier item or gun. So I hate to say it. I'm gonna go Elder Blank. You know why I'm gonna go Elder Blank? Because this seems like a situation where I will probably, and yeah, I'm a nerd, okay? Or probably, we stand a 50% chance to get literally no benefit out of this if it gives us an A or S tier gun. And it's gonna take up our active item slot for 4 floors to get to that point. If we carry it for 2 floors, we get like a C tier gun. Oh, jeez, is it my birthday? What I'm getting at is it's not really that big of a deal. So I think Elder Blank, yes, it's a little bit of cowardice to roll it like this, but I think we're doing the sensible thing. I think we're doing the sensible thing. Yo, the Tetris gun. The chosen savior has returned. Is this JK? I can never tell whether it's JK or AK until it does the boop sound. Anyway, we're talking a little bit too much about Gungeon. Well, one thing I love about Gungeon is that it's like one of the very few games that I think for me has reached, or is starting to reach maybe that Isaac level where I don't ever have to talk about what's happening and still we can have a good run, and by the end of it be like, you know what, that was we played pretty well, hopefully. We're getting there at least. Unfortunately, though, I gotta tell you, like, I'm not living an anecdote-rich life right now with my parents here. There's a lot of... You know, here's the thing. I love my parents. And it sounds like there's gonna be a but. And people always say, you know, well, whatever comes before the but is meaningless. It's not. I do love my parents. But I am gonna offer a very mundane complaint here. That's not even necessarily as related to them as it is to, the amount of people involved now, okay? It's like Tarkov, you know? I don't think any one of us in Team Unity makes Tarkov worse. However, the existence of 4 instead of 3 has a chance to dilute the... to make it more complicated to actually play the game itself, if that makes sense. And that's what we got going on here. With my parents, you know, we've been doing some fun activities. Not like that, you weirdos. We've been going to, you know, we went to the aquarium yesterday. I never seen this. Oh, I have. It's the Stardew Valley watering can, I think. Speaking of which, we went to the aquarium yesterday. There was a sturgeon, as you might expect, given that it was, you know, an aquarium. And the lady behind us said, "It's a sturgeon. I caught those in Stardew Valley." And I was like, ladies and gentlemen, Video games, they've made it. They're here to stay. Anyway, back in the day, you know, if you saw a TV ad for a video game, you were like, oh my god. I remember where I was when I saw that ad for Medieval. Anyway. We've been doing some fun stuff, but it's been harder to coordinate things than it is when it's just me and my wife. Because I have a very simple rule. The same way, you know, John Ritter was on that show, 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. It's like 8 simple rules for finding a restaurant that both me, my wife, and my parents want to eat at. Because I got one pretty simple rule when my parents aren't here, and that's like, get whatever Kate wants unless I have a serious craving for something, which happens, I don't know, probably like less than once a month. So it's very easy. But now we got 4 people, and we got a couple of different things going on. My mom, she's a healthy lady. She doesn't want to go to a place that doesn't have any healthy options. Luckily in Vancouver, that's a pretty easy thing to swing. My dad is not really a picky eater. However, you know, he's been alive on this planet for 54 years. He knows what he likes, he knows what he doesn't like. And sometimes, you know, at these trendy Vancouver restaurants, you know, they got things he doesn't like. Like, he doesn't like avocado. Oh, we got camera. You can get things without avocado in Vancouver. It's not like anywhere you go, people are trying to shove an avocado down your throat. But, you know, it is reasonably common. He doesn't like raw fish, which is also a little bit, like, not an issue, but it limits the places you can go, for certain. Well, a bit of a waste of a key, but it's okay. And the problem as well, and again, I want to point out, I'm not shaming my dad for this at all, because my parents, I was a picky eater until I moved out. So they dealt with my picky eating for, like, you know, almost 2 decades, more or less. If anything, is my turn to deal with it, but my dad hates mayonnaise. And on top of that, he hates anything that might be mayonnaise or have mayonnaise in it. Like, he's paranoid to some extent that restaurants are always sneaking mayonnaise in where it doesn't belong, and it's gonna, like, ruin his, you know, meal. And that means, you know, like, salad dressings are always a little suspect. Aioli's always a little suspect. Now, it's not that, you know, for the most part, you go to a restaurant, you know, if it's not like a particularly, I don't want to say fancy place. I'm not sure if, you know, if it's a place where you go, you get like a sandwich or something like that, you just go, hey, give me that without mayonnaise. That doesn't have mayonnaise on it, does it? Blah, blah, blah. But at some places, you know, we were going to go to this really kind of renowned, excuse me, I'm shooting my cases, Indian place in Vancouver. And my dad looked at the menu, and he's like, all the curries look like they have, like, cream in them, and that's a little heavy. Plus, maybe they use mayonnaise. And I'm like, here's the thing. My father, you know, he and my mom, you know, they raised me well. I'm willing to accommodate his dietary needs. But it does mean that when it comes time to choose a place for dinner, we end up getting into, you almost, it's like, you finally understand the difficulties of, like, geopolitical diplomacy. You know, when you're like, why could, you know, at Yalta, why was it so hard to figure out what they were going to do after World War II? And you're like, well, FDR doesn't like any green vegetables. Meanwhile, you know, Winston Churchill's over here, and he's like, I'm only going to eat the lingcod. And then Stalin is like, I've poisoned the lingcod. You know, it's a whole, you got to make sure everybody's, you know, it's not a good compromise unless everybody's disappointed. You know what I mean? That's not to say we haven't had some great dinners. I'm just saying. What are you? Hold on. Hey. Mimic friendship? Yes, okay. Mimics will no longer hurt us. It's been a long floor, I feel like. Anyway, I mean, we've been having some decent meals. But still, that's like probably about an 1/8 of every day when I hang out with my parents is figuring out where we're gonna get dinner. And that's, the thing is, is also... Hello? Hello? I think I'm dumb. I think I'm a dumb idiot. That's not the way this item works, is it? Anyway. Whatever, it was probably a gun anyway. Definitely was not a gun, by the way. Oops. I'm hoping this is our secret room. I'm hoping this is our secret room. Oh well. Forget Elder Blank. We'll use it on the next floor. Dude, I do want to fight the rat on this run. Anyway. And that's, like, we're coming from a position where, you know, honestly, like, my parents and I have relatively minor dietary needs. You know, it's not a situation where, like, you know, one of us is, like, you know, they have a gluten intolerance, and then one of us is, like, exclusively an obligate carnivore. You know, you get the idea? Excuse me, I'd like a new weapon, please. You know, one of us doesn't eat vegetables, one of us only eats vegetables. That's like my PAX experience in a nutshell. That's what I've come to realize, honestly, is that, like, you know, it's not anybody's fault. It's just that the more people you have, and this is, it probably goes without saying, but the more people you have, the harder it is to organize something. Which is why I think, you know, I lived in a house with, like, 6 other people. Yo, Soul Reaver's such a good weapon. I lived in a house with 6 other people in university. I think that's where I became easygoing. Because, you know, at first I was like, I'm a picky eater. I don't know. Oh, you guys are crazy. Rice is bad. Haven't you heard the Mitch Hedberg bit? How are you supposed to eat 3,000 or something in a single meal? And then, you know, my Canadian politeness actually overrid my food weirdness. Overrode, I guess I should say. And as a result, I became one of those guys. Yo. It's like Sonic's rings, right? I became one of those guys who was like, I don't care, why don't you guys eat what you want? And they're like, well, we're gonna put garbage juice on top of this cremolata. And I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. Yeah, that tastes like garbage. Okay, let's never do that again. But you know what? At least we had a fun time having a meal together. That's my 2 cents. That's why I think I'm like, I'm not the perfect traveler. Great dodge, dude. The reason I'm not the perfect traveler is because I don't take the initiative to organize a lot of stuff myself. So if you travel with me, and we're both kind of like, you know, passive, and it's just the 2 of us, we're not going to get too much done. You know what I mean? Speaking of which, can I have a different gun, please? But I'm like the perfect traveling companion. Because if you're like, hey, I want to go see the Tsukiji Fish Market tomorrow. Oh, what time is it open? 5 a.m.? Alright, you know what? I'll be there. I'll be there, dude. Oh, what do you want to eat tonight? I want to eat some weird stuff. Sign me up. I'm ready. The worst, and this is, you don't have to be a person of initiative, okay? I say this to all my other, you know, pseudo-introverts out there. And I'm not like I'm not a full introvert. I'm a cool introvert. But either way, you can be passive. That's not a problem. People tell you that being active is important in life, and there's times when it's important to take action. There's not a doubt about it. However, the worst thing you could do is be passive but also picky. See, that's, is probably harsh medicine to hear. But if you're the kind of person who's like, I don't care, you know, people are like, where do you want to eat? And you're like, I don't care, where do you want to eat? And then they're like, well, what about this? And you're like, well, I don't eat that. Also, like, I don't eat this either. I don't eat this. You can't do that. That's not fair. You gotta get that out of your system. Well, I need to be able to buy the nod key, and then we'll talk about everything else here. If you're the kind of dude who, as of right now in their life, only eats chicken tenders, if someone asks what you want to do for dinner, I hate to tell you this, but you got an obligation, if you want to be a good and noble human being, to be like, just so you know, I only eat chicken tenders, okay? You can't be the picky one, and then also wait for them to suggest the one thing you'll actually eat. That's not fair. You know, that's not the way we build good friendships and relationships. You gotta say what you actually want. And if you're embarrassed to admit that you only eat chicken tenders, maybe you should start eating something that is not chicken tenders. Also, what is this cursed gun? Does it charge? Does it go faster the longer you it does, okay. Look, I've played my fair share of roguelites in my life. There's only a few different spectrums items exist on, okay? There's only so many different parameters items can manipulate themselves via. Yo, this sucks, dude. Please let me have something that's not the camera. Oh my god, mass shotgun. Temporarily saved. What the heck is... Oh, it's a third-party controller. The heck am I supposed to do with this, dude? Very sensible blank. The worst dodge of my life after all that. Good lord. Well, that sucked. You're not a mimic? That's new. What else you got? We have 79 cents. We've opened every chest. We have no blanks. Owl for 144? No, it's not worth it. I mean, I think it's probably worth buying a key. We'll try that on for size. Key don't need nose. That's sorry. You know, that's Billy Corgan. Think back to my favorite Twitter video of this year. You know, it's Billy. You've seen it, I'm sure, if you're on Twitter at all. Billy Corgan on a roller coaster, and it shows the roller coaster going up to the drop, and then when he gets to the drop, it just goes, wee. It's good, you know, it's the simple things. I get it. Oh, it's not quite as funny as Jimmy Carr telling me to go suck on my own balls or whatever, but look, not every joke can be that cerebral, okay? Anyway, I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm giving you wisdom from the other side of the aisle as somebody that's been there. I talk about picky eating a lot. You know, if you end up being a picky eater, you know, your whole life, you still live a good life. It's not like it's the end of the world, right? But you can't be a picky eater and also be like, what do you want to eat? It's not fair to the other person. You gotta be like, I only eat. And maybe it's not chicken tenders. You know, that's kind of unfair of me to assume that you're only eating chicken tenders like a 9-year-old. Maybe, you know, you only eat beef tenderloin. In which case, you know, you should be like, sorry, you don't have to come with me. It's pretty expensive to consume a diet consisting exclusively of beef tenderloin. But I would really like some beef tenderloin tonight. So, we're looking for rat room. This is composite gun. Charge it up, dude. Love it. Okay, blessed runs. I'm gonna give it my honest review and appraisal of blessed runs so far. Is like, I like them, but I gotta tell you, I'm a dork. Okay, Gungeon is so balanced. I mean, it's deliberately balanced. I know that that's what that dude says when you go to play a rainbow run and you say no. Is like, well, the game was deliberately balanced to begin with, so I don't want to mess with it. But that's literally like me. You know, they did testing. They got player data. They've been making this game for like 7 years or something ridiculous. They know what's up, and I think that that's what they consider to be the default. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that being the default. That being said, it is a nice change of pace, and unlike Daisuke, I don't feel like every room makes me want to die, which is pretty cool. I also think leads to some interesting situations. Like what I'm worried about now, the rat conventionally would be a problem on 4 HP. That's not where you want to be, right? But because of the way this run works, may not be a problem. Because we could get a few awesome guns in a row and just body them. Or it could be a sincere problem, like the Beholster was. We could end up rolling third-party controller, being basically incapable of doing anything. Because of my own, you know, ignorance of how to use that weapon in the first place, but still. Rat room, please. Obviously not here, but just in general. 126 for Vorpal bullets, dude. I think any modestly useful passive that we can get is worth getting. We might as well go for it. You can use Eldar Blank. And do not shy away from the use of the Elder Blank. When appropriate. I would say for right now, hasn't been necessary. Oh, crap, dude. Alright. This is real bad. That's completely fair. I'm mostly annoyed that I got right up in there with Alien Engine and still did not kill a single enemy. Okay, I'm starting to rethink this whole rat run situation we got going on here. But the thing is, you ready for the ultimate NL Galaxy brain? The rat run makes the game easier. You front load the difficulty and do one admittedly pretty difficult challenge, but if you can get over top of that, you're not set, but you're relatively set, you know? I mean, we're gonna get the Emmentaler, which is useless because it'll just become another gun, but you know, if we do well on Punch-Out, you get hover boots, you get a few good active items. Let's just focus maybe on not getting shot in the face by this incredibly large cannon right now. Now we're talking. Whatever, I think we should do it. Mostly because we just did it with Curse. I think this would be funny. We lost so much money, dude. Cool, a gun. But I'll tell you, much like the last run, I would not focus on doing the advanced Dragun. Seems tough. Yo, I really appreciate the HP to an enormous degree. Also, as was suggested, I think that Blessed... Oh, this is a rat room. I'm just gonna Elder Blank to find the floor. I think that Blessed Gunslinger runs could be a lot of fun. That way, when we get a gun, it won't necessarily be great, but at least it won't be, it'll be at its most powerful form in all likelihood. There probably are some synergies that make guns worse or situationally worse, but... still. So we got blanks. We're also, to be honest, we're pretty blessed to get back to nearly full HP. Yeah, we got screwed on casings, but I mean... I got nobody to blame but my lonesome for that. Dude, Nanomachines is real good. A single blank, though, is like a kind of like a slap in the face, to be honest. We've already used our key, so we'll open this up. Now that I think about it, why would we ever do that? But that's okay, and we will buy a key, and then we will come use the key on the... Map Lord, and we will hope that Map Lord gives us a passive and not a gun, please. Not a gun. That's all we ask for. Yes. It's a gun, dude. Okay, down to the next floor. Forgot, because of the loot bag, we do get double casing drops. The negative has already been stated. It doesn't need to be brought up yet again. I would say on this run, you know, making it to the rat floor is not unexpected. Now, from this point, to beat the rat would be unexpected. I would give us like a, let's say a 30% chance of dying before the rat. If we make it to the rat, I'll put us at 50-50 to survive. It really, to be honest, a big part of this. Well, we got positives and negatives. We fill gaps, you know? What's the positives? What's the negatives? Well, the positives are Elder Blank predominantly. Having let's up. Having a constant, right, that we can rely on is incredibly useful. Obviously, the negatives are, you know, HP is the constant negative, and then variance. I hate to say it. Why? Variance is our enemy for the most part. We would rather have one great gun. I mean, but we'd rather have fun above all else. But if we could choose, we'd rather have one great gun we could rely on. We've done it. So this would be upright up. Can't change guns, so that really simplifies this part of the situation. It's fair. Very fair. Easy. Right. Yo, Cat Claw is extremely good. Done? Yeah. Okay, well, we made it. Didn't even come close to dying. Got back to full HP. HP is completely irrelevant. Okay, now this is where it's gonna get mighty interesting. Yo, rad gun. Hilarious, okay. Yeah, no kidding. There we go. At least, you don't want to say there you go with the clob. How did we not get hit by any of that? Probably the world's greatest Gungeon player. So we've gotten through about 2% of his HP so far. Very encouraging. We have a real gun! M16. Good blank. Very, very wise blanking. Not a bad gun. Fair. I'll always call it fair when I think it's fair. Please don't get so close to me. We've almost made it through phase 1. Spiral warrants the Elder Blank. That was so bad. No, I thought I could fit that second blank. It's okay. You're still doing fine. Also, I didn't even mention it, dude. Nano machines. What an incredible get for us. Okay. I think that there's a chance, but it depends a lot on the guns. Apparently, I dropped a bomb back there. Not that I want it, but it's the thought that counts or something. At least this enemy is much easier for us to hit. That's just it. I know what I like. I know what I don't like on this fight. I don't like that. Let's use a blank since Elder Blank was unavailable. If we're not going to get hit, we don't need to use Elder Blank. If it looks like we will get hit, that was it's just a terrible dodge, honestly. That's fine, though. You're actually, I think I'm doing a little bit better than I would have expected. You always just dodge against the wall. There you go. This is a real issue. Just gotta adjust the timing somewhat. That was BS. That was BS and you know it, honestly. It's alright, we got nano machines. This is not Elder Blankable. It's too easy. This is Elder Blankable, but only if you need to, and I think we do. Smart Elder Blank. Good work, self. Vorpal Gun, many crits equals fast Elder Blank charging. Okay. Big Iron equals good damage equals fast Elder Blank charging. I knew it too. How do I keep getting hit by that one? That's my lights out attack. I just find myself in a bad position over and over and have to... I got no choice. I was in another world. Okay, thank you for switching off of that to something a little bit easier to use in the BS. Yo, I love the rectangle gun, aka the Tangler. Okay, we're looking increasingly likely we got a real chance, but just makes it that much more terrible if we were to screw this one up right now. I don't even know what this gun is, but I'm telling you. I'm probably... Oh, was I using it wrong? I don't understand. Whatever. Yeah, it's the freaking Gunder Fury, dude. Okay, you're still doing fine. Dude, look at the damage on Gunder Fury. That's not anything to sneeze at right now. It's okay, you need to take these guys. Microtransaction gun. I was gonna say I'm out of ammo, so I hope you're swapping. Okay, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. If you think I'm not using a key to skip the 4th floor, by the way, you lost your mind. But, okay, let's do this. Counter. Okay, obviously. Obviously, I should have countered. There you... Come on. Come on, give me a counter. Those ones, they came out too fast. No human being could possibly react to those. Okay, come on. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Come on. Okay, I think we just gotta send them because I'm really dropping the ball here. Okay, now just don't get hit ever again. Be cool, be cool. Okay, ready? Wait for a cheese counter. You can still salvage this. Fair. Little late. It's just Don Flamenco. He's not a problem. Okay, be cool. What did I tell you? You keep your head screwed on straight, it's easy. Still definitely got to work on that first phase. Screwed it up pretty badly. But hey, 4 keys? Four keys. I can live with that. The guns are irrelevant, but we'll pick them up anyway. The HP is highly relevant. We definitely want to keep Elder Blank. I was looking to see if maybe we had a workable synergy. So, we beat the red. Surprise, surprise. The only thing we don't want is the Emmentaler, but there's pretty good odds we'll get it. Okay. We'll open 2 more. That's very good. We want cheese, maybe? Okay, bag is also good because we get to keep Elder Blank. Then, don't shoot the messenger. This run is still very much in question because of the gun variants. I think we should beat the Dragun, though. And, you know, the other reason we're doing this is we're kind of, you know, trying everything out and seeing what fits. You know, is bullet hell the way to go? Is challenge runs where you do the rat and then skip a floor the way to go? You know, it's Gungeon is a fairly complex game in terms of pathing. You know, you gotta figure out where it lies. It took us years to figure out where we wanted to go in Isaac. I hate to say this because the gun is very good, but I wouldn't mind switching to something with a faster rate of fire after this room. Oh, be careful what you wish for, brother. It's actually the other reason, partially aged cheese definitely would have been better. But the other reason I was not upset, fair, to see Resourceful Sack is I'm like, okay, now that one's bad. It's because I'm like, having some kind of offensive, okay, that one I saw it coming, but I thought I could roll through it. I had desire some kind of weapon with offensive, some kind of active, I should say, with offensive benefit. This is one of the lowest rolls, I feel. When it works, it works. It's a little scary just to get into that position in the first place. How do I like my my odds here? Well, it might sound like ridiculous, considering that we just beat the rat. But honestly, I don't love my odds as much as you might think. That was a great shot. I won't ever deny, you know, we got a lot of stuff working out for us here. But with only 4 guaranteed, well, not even guaranteed, but only 4 maximum guaranteed HP. Good stuff. I am modestly concerned. Help me. Thank you. Oh, jeez. And I think deservedly, modestly concerned for that matter. You know, it's like the stock market. Past returns are not guarantees of future returns. Just because we beat the rat doesn't mean we got a guaranteed... No. Please. Setup against the Dragun. Advanced or not. Now, I always overestimate the Dragun because of the existence of the advanced Dragun. I always assume that, like, he's way harder than he actually is. The regular Dragun is not really that hard. Once you've got the practice, at least. You're not dead, huh? Thanks for the free Resourceful Sack charges. I really appreciate it. You've done me an incredible service. I gotta say, except for getting hit 3 times by a single turret, I'm feeling like I've been playing pretty okay on this run. The one thing that still kind of sticks in my craw a little bit, which is a phrase that people under the age of 70 still use. Yep, that's fair. Is that I think we should have beaten the Beholster. Flawlessly, I mean. The Beholster is not a difficult boss to begin with. This could be useful, actually. But if we have the casings necessary to buy anything, at least. We don't need any of that other stuff right now. This might be the boss. We're starting to resemble boss-related rooms here. But I think we had a good reason not to flawless him, but I also think we pretty much just sort of... My brain got dodge fatigue. You ever have that happen? You know, where you look back on it and you're like, dude, I probably could have dodged that. But something inside of me broke. My will broke and just went, you know what? Nah. We've done enough. We've done too much. Go ahead. Go ahead. Not today. Takes way longer to charge than I remember. Okay, how we doing? It's the Dragun. I think we just go straight into it. Get your Eldar blank. You know what? Let's go straight into it. Okay. I was thinking maybe we can get to the shop, but we have so little money. We could buy HP that would probably give us a chance to get more HP, but still. We have Mustache here, so there is a synergy as long as this lasts, at least. I really thought I could get out of the way. What is this? Oh, it's speed gun. And now it's gone. Okay. Very good stuff. I think I'm looking at the situation, and to be honest with you, I think that there is no way we don't win this run. So just allow me to apologize for making it seem like there was any chance that we were not going to make it. I really thought we would kill one of these guys. I really, really need to get off of the sawed off, please. This guy's got to be closer, but... Elder Blank's not even in the ballpark yet. Okay, we're back. It took us a minute, but we're now back in functional, workable, logical positions here. We were way out of the good graces of the game temporarily. Should be pretty much good to go. Yes, I know the Cobalt Hammer's effect. Very bad of me. It's okay. So we got nano machines to work for us there, which is lucky, but also, I mean, we did pay for the items, so... You know, it's not lucky, necessarily, is a good gamble, let's put it that way. You almost ready to hit us with the next phase, dude? Because, like, I'm thinking if I could just save 30 resourceful sack charges... Probably got a lot less to worry about than it feels like I have to worry about right now. Like, I'm thinking, you just chunk the Dragun right in the face. Thank you, thank you. This takes care of them for you. We got 30 charges, not 30 casings. We got 11 casings. Okay. I told you, it's not automatic. The numbers definitely are... I mean, now that he doesn't attack with anything that has a reasonable chance to hit us, we're probably completely safe, but... Not easy. Not easy. But very fun, I will admit. And the fact that it forces you on the back foot, which in some cases will probably... terrible dodge. In some cases will probably be destructive, but in this case was not. It's good stuff. Stop! He's already dead! Oh. Very good stuff. I'm not gonna do bullet heck, because I'm not a sadist or a masochist. I don't know. Both. I don't want to inflict that pain on you or me. It's another successful and fun Gungeon run. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you would like to see some more in the future. For now, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying the variety as I flounder around and figure out what the heck I'm going to do with my Gungeon life. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Ba-boom.